We all have these moments where we do something stupid. I mean, all of us, guys, you cannot say you didn't do anything stupid. And those moments where we learn, sometimes we got banned, like so banned that you are still recovering from that one stupid thing. Like getting into a relationship where even your heart, I mean, warnings were there, red signs were there, but then you ignored and went into that relationship because someone was tall, dark, and handsome. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lindy Sherries, and in today's video I am going to talk about the moments, the bad moments, I mean stupid things that I did in varsity. So this is specifically in university. It doesn't mean that outside university I stopped doing stupid things. I continue doing stupid things, but then I learn. And the sad part is some of us, like, we do these things and do not come out well. Some of us, we do these things and then come out with diseases, or maybe some of us will travel to these places with people that we do not know, and then at the end of the day you are in some strange country recovering in some container, and you are told that you've been sold for whatever amount that was charged. So sometimes we do these things and we do not know the consequences of what we are doing. So back in those days, University of Technology used to be called Pretoria Technikon. So I'm not sure if I should refer it as Technikon or if I should refer it as University of Technology, but that's beside the point. The story is there were moments in university, things that I've done there, and when I look at it, I didn't necessarily need to go and do these things because it affected me badly. Sometimes I would even fail my grades because I just didn't go to class. I just woke up and stayed in my room and didn't go to class. And sometimes I would go to these parties with my friends because I wanted to fit in, or maybe because I wanted to look a certain way. And when you look at it, I'm not even a person who goes to parties. I don't enjoy parties, guys. When I say I don't enjoy parties, I don't enjoy even my own birthday. Like, I do not want the whole celebration where people are coming and I'm the center of attention. I do not like parties, guys. Just to give an example of something that happened recently, when I resigned, they wanted to have like this farewell dinner, and then I just thought about it. I had hard time having to go there because I was going to be a center of attention, and I don't like that. I just really don't like that. And my husband, at some point, he actually organized with people to try and throw a baby shower for me. And guys, that was the most miserable baby shower ever because I wasn't happy. I don't enjoy such. Like, I always say that if you want to make me happy, don't do anything that will make me a center of attention. You can even have maybe like a surprise, but let it not be a surprise party. So anything to do with parties, I do not enjoy. I do not enjoy going to weddings. Yes, I will go and support someone because maybe they came to my wedding or because it's family, but then I wouldn't enjoy that because I do not like weddings, parties, and clubs. All those things I do not like. So guys, back in university, I don't even know how to call it, back in Technikon. So I had these friends. For some reason, all my life, I always had this flashy slay queens, beautiful friends. I always like had those kind of people who dresses nice, who had nice bodies, who just know that the girls. And for some reason, I always ended up with those girls. So we had those girls at rest, and those were my friends. And I know I'm always the dull one. Back in high school, I was the dull one. And university, I'm the dull one. And then I don't know if these people, they feel sorry for me, or I just find myself there by default. It's not something that I apply and say, okay, application, I want to hang out with the famous ones. But for some reason, I always end up with the famous ones. So yeah, and I had these friends, and then one day they decided, like, they will go to parties, and then they will go, some of them had blessers. And this other one, I don't even think that one was a blesser. They were in love. Like, this guy was so old, but then they just loved each other at that moment. They had a relationship. So it wasn't a blesser because she really didn't want money from this guy. She honestly loved that guy. I don't know how it works, but I could see the love between the two. So I had those friends, and my other friend dated a guy at rest. So like, we were staying at Denise, which is like a woman's resident, and then there was one for guys. I think I don't even remember their names. So my other friend dated a guy from there, and then this guy, he was so interesting, guys, and ever since, like, that relationship was just a blessing for my friend, because they included me in their, not relationship as such, but then in their cycle. So this guy had friends, and then the friends as well, they were like, you know, the nice top one. So obviously, because I don't know if I think it's just purely love, like, me, I just didn't find a boyfriend there, and those friends as well, they didn't see me as a girlfriend, or maybe I didn't fit the standard as well, so they had other girlfriends. So but we were all like knitted, like we were friends. So this guy, he was from Durban, and he passed on. Oh, may his soul rest in peace. That guy, like, he was fun, guys. It was fun. Like, the relationship, yes, they were girlfriend and boyfriend, but most of the time we would go out and just do stupid things. But those things, those are the memories I have of university. So let me go back to, before I even start about the rest part, let me go back to the party that we went to. So one day they decided, no, Lindy, you always at rest, we need to go to this party, it's going to be nice. So yeah, they organized, and as well, I started looking for outfits, and then did makeup, you know, trying to look nice, and then they also look nice. And obviously I didn't look as nice as them, but then I was looking nice. And then we went, these guys came to pick us up at rest. You know, when you are at rest, there are these guys who come and pick you up, and then they picked us up thinking we're going to a club or something. No, we ended up in some house in Midrand. So I remember very well. It wasn't even a house, it was a townhouse. So this guy was staying there alone. I don't know what happened. Maybe he had a wife back home, but then they, or maybe the wife went somewhere, but it didn't look like a house where there was a wife. So this guy, he was working, not young, not old, just mid-40s, I think. And he came to pick us up, and then obviously, you know, when they say bring your friends, and then I was one of those friends, and then we went to this house, and then they started drinking and drinking. And my friends, they weren't heavy drinkers, so they would just sit there and enjoy spending time with these guys. And then we would sit and talk, and the whole time, guys, I was just so bored. I mean, I just wanted, I'm like, okay, I could have been in rest doing something, I don't know, productive, studying, or even just watching TV. It's better than being in this party. So they were just drinking and drinking, and then all of a sudden, I think around 12 or 1, we wanted to leave, and even my friends wanted to leave. And then we told this guy that, okay, we're ready, we want to go back to rest. And then this guy said, you're not leaving. Why? Because one of you choose. And he was drunk, and then he said, one of you choose which one must come and sleep with me in my room. And then I'm like, what? I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. And that time I was a virgin. I'm like, I'm not popping my virginity for some drunk guy. No, it has to be special. And then my friends, I'm like, you guys are used to sleeping with these men. I mean, when you have a boyfriend, you're already sleeping with your boyfriend. And then when you've been doing this, sleeping with random guys. So you guys can choose. I mean, from you guys, me, I'm a virgin, and I didn't even want to come to this party. You guys convinced me to come. It's not even something that I want. And then as we were sitting, all of them like, no, me, I'm not doing it. And then I was also saying, me, I'm also not doing it. I am closer to home. If it means I must call my dad, I would do that. And I wasn't going to do that. You're my dad. I would never call my dad and say I'm at Midrand at some party. Imagine my dad leaving Tembisa just to come fetch me. And at that time, he's thinking I'm at university. I wasn't going to call my dad. And then started debating. And then the guy said, okay, talk about it. I'm going to be in my bedroom waiting for one of you to come and sleep with me. And we started sitting. We sat, guys. We sat, I think, around 3 o'clock. And then I think it was 4. So around 4 o'clock, it was starting to be a bit light. There was sun coming out. And then we were like, guys, this guy is not going to take us. And he's even drunk. And I'm sure by now he's sleeping. So let's just go. Guys, we walked from Midrand, and then I think at some point we were at some highway, and then one friend, the one who used to have these kind of boyfriends, she tried calling one of the guys she knows, and that guy said, no, it's still morning, maybe I'll come around 7. And then we started walking, guys, you know, walking from Midrand trying to get to Pretoria University. We walked and walked and walked, and then eventually one of the guys she used to date, or maybe one of the she used to sleep with, decided to come and pick us up. And then he came, and then we got to rest, I think around 7. We were so tired, guys. We were so tired. I'm like, if parties are like this, then I do not want to go. And then I also had the same, not similar, but then going to a club, for me, it was just people smoking, the sound is too loud, and then everyone drunk, and then guys trying to catch girls so that they can go with them. So it just didn't make sense. It never makes sense when I go to these parties. Yes, maybe you're chillers, because there was a point in my life when I was working, and I remember that time I had a BM coupe, so we would like go and open my car, and that time I even had Indian hair. Like, I was so pretty at that time, so I had money, and then I dated this other guy who taught me these things, so I was just looking so nice. And at least chillers, where you go and chill on a Sunday, or maybe you're just chilling, that I can take. But clubs, parties, going to someone's house for a party, I don't do well, guys. And then we got to university, and we were rested, we slept, guys, and I was like, I don't know what they like in these things. And then they were like, no, that one was bad, we'll go to another one which is good. I'm like, then we won't have transport to come back. And back in those days, we never used to like have Uber, so we were going to use Uber. But then, yeah, guys, that's the first story. The second story, guys, so one time, the same friends, actually my best friend, actually, the one who was dating this guy from the guy's residence, and she said, not her, like we all planned, like we would like plan. So that friendship, guys, I used to enjoy that one, because we did crazy things. So one evening on a Friday afternoon, like, no, this weekend we're not going home. So we were left with options, like I will go home on a Friday, or they will go home. Like, they stayed far, like one stayed in Limpopo and the other one in KZN. The main guy used to stay in KZN, and he with his friends. So that weekend he said, okay, my friends are coming, they don't stay here at the rest, they stay somewhere, but then my friend from Devon is coming. And then that friend came. Your ex was so fun, and I like the friendship, because it wasn't like, based on who likes who. It was just them dating, and then all of us and this other guy, Unikiwe as well. We were all friends. And then Friday we're like, so what can we do? And then like, let's do something crazy. What is something crazy, guys? And then they said, let's just go to the garage. And now to get to the garage, you have to like walk past the graveyard, or you have to use the long route and go to the main gate. And for those of you who know Pretoria Technikon or University of Technikon, the main campus, you would like get out and then walk, like it's a distance, like I think a kilometer or close to half a kilometer to get to the main gate, and then you would walk again to the garage. And then they were like, no, let's walk past the graveyard. From the men's residence, there was this graveyard, and then they were like, yeah, let's go, guys, let's go see. I mean, around that time, I think it was 10. Like, yeah, let's go buy, I think we wanted snacks or something. We walked, and they're like, okay, guys, we'll take keys, because what if we need to run? And then we were like so ready, and it was so exciting, guys, to just do that. That one I enjoyed. And then we started walking. We walked to the garage. Nothing happened. We came back, and then we were like, so we would like get so quiet, because you're walking in the graveyard and it's at night. And then we walked, and then at that time, coming back, we started hearing dogs barking, like, woo, 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 woo. Yo, guys, we were so scared. Like, and then we kept hearing the noise as if these dogs, like many dogs, were coming to attack us, but then they were not coming. And then we started running, and DT, which is the guy who was dating my friend, said, run! And then we started running, guys. It was so far. We ran, and then all of us, they kept on asking, Lindy, are you here? And then my other friend, are you here? They kept asking us, like the girls, and then they were like protecting, making sure that we also ran. And then we ran. By the time we got to the rest, we were so tired, and we were laughing, thinking, no, that was crazy. And we could hear that maybe those were not dogs, but then anyway, we did that anyway. So that was that experience, guys, and that one was fun, and I enjoyed that experience. The last one, because now I don't want this video to be long, and I am using my phone to record this, because I can't find my camera battery charger thing. I don't know where it is, so I'm using my iPhone. And then the third one was one weekend as well. We decided we're not going home, and X was going to come to rest, and we loved the moments where X will come to rest to visit DT. And then we spent time there at the rest, and then we're like, so what can we do? So and then they kept on talking about, during the week and even before that, they kept on talking about weed. And then they said, yo, when you smoke weed, you have this moment. They kept on explaining, and my friend also smoked weed back home in Zimbabwe. And then I was like, no, I want to experience this. And then that weekend we planned again. So this weekend we are going to smoke weed. And then they went and bought weed. We didn't know where they were going to get it, but then for us, we were just going to get there and smoke. And then they started rolling, and like, Lindy, this is a razor or something, and then you put it like this, and then they rolled it, and then they were like, okay, this is how you do it. So practice with a cigarette. And then they showed me how to inhale the smoke, because I never done that before. And then I started doing, and then that's all you do to inhale the smoke of weed. And then they're like, we do not want you to waste our weed, so use the cigarette. And then it wasn't a nice moment. And then it was time for me to smoke weed. And then I did that, guys. I think first puff, second puff, third puff, it was enough. I was just finished, guys. You know, at that point in moment, I was like so peaceful. You know, when people say they smoke weed, I understand, because you become so peaceful, you are so happy. And then I started laughing, and then they were all looking at me, because they knew that it was going to happen fast for me, because I never smoked before. And then I started laughing. I'm like, hey, guys, can you see this? And then they were like, what? And I'm like, the swimming pool, it's actually splitting, and the water is going left and right, and I don't know what's happening. I'm like, this is crazy. And I started laughing, and then we were all laughing. And during that time, they were also getting stoned. And then they kept on asking me questions, because they wanted to share with me some of the things that I did. And then as they were talking, their lips started like you know, when your lips grow, and then it was like, you know, that Professor movie where the lips were just doing that. And then I started laughing, like, even your lips are becoming big and small. And I laughed. Yeah, I know that moment was also nice. It's not something that I recommend that someone do, because there are people who smoke weed and then they think they cannot function without weed. I mean, even now I know someone who says they smoke and just to get creative, and I don't think you want to get to that point. So guys, do not smoke weed, whether for experience. And sometimes there's one guy who actually smoked weed, and then they put something, and now he's addicted to cat. I don't know what is cat, but then it is a type of drug. So be careful. Do not smoke weed, guys. So those were the moments and that happened to me back in university. And yes, I had fun, but some of those things were stupid, because imagine if they put drugs. I was going to be addicted to drugs. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and do support your sister. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Thank you.